Well, hello everybody, Hellcracks here, and welcome to another Mercenary Thoughts from the Inner Sphere, episode 245. And today we're going to be talking about the clan mech, the Naga, which is kind of a derivation away from like the Timberwolf and the Gargoyle. Kind of based on the same chassis as the Woodsman, which the other two were. And one is a fast-moving 75. The other one's a fast-moving 80. This is an 80-ton mech, but it's designed to be a fire support mech of the artillery persuasion. It is a 580, comes with Indo steel. No ferrofibers on this. They could put it on there, I believe. I had to take a look, but I think it could have ferrofibers. Let me double check. Yeah, it's got 7 slots open, so yeah, you could put ferrofibrous armor on this thing and still be added a few more. Now, the armor on this is only 144 points of armor. Comes with 12 double heat sinks, which is more than enough for what it needs. Now, the whole purpose of the Naga isn't a brawler. It's not a scout or anything. Not a fast-moving assault mech. That persuasion on the front line. It is a back behind the lines kind of mech that's job is to pound fortifications. It can be used to shoot at other mechs if you got it on the same table. But this is a fire support artillery mech. So the whole job of it is to go out there and just launch 2 salvos off out of range of any enemies that could cause it problems and just pound them to gravel. So works best if you combine it with mechs that carry tag. So because Arrow 4 is a missile rocket system. For artillery, so if you had a tag, it was going to help out greatly in hitting your target, especially once you get it locked onto a mobile target. Then you're just going to pound it into, like I say, gravel. So the primary weapon systems on board this thing is an Arrow 4 system. All right, that's artillery, and the right torso, and then it carries 3 tons of ammunition in the right torso also. And then the left arm and torso, we have another Arrow 4 system with 3 tons of ammo to go with it. And then we have a Prefla little itty bitty weapon systems. We got a right and left torso, an ER small laser, and a center torso, an ER small laser. And the whole purpose of those is kind of like, oh geez, I need something to shoot back with. Yeah, you could use those. So, the only thing that really, when you look at it, is it can fire both of its artillery, which, each one causes 10 heat, and run, which I don't know why it would be running, but it could, and that's 22 heat. So really, it's oversynced. You could easily get by with 11 heat sinks. You could even get by with 10 double heat sinks and take that as 1 or 2 tons and throw it into armor, because with 144 points for the assault mech, yeah, that's not a lot. We're talking medium mech persuasion when it comes to armor levels. So yeah, you got that. But he is what it is, and that's what they designed it. So you have a mech that can go to the edge of the board, park itself, let's say on a nice hill someplace in some heavy woods, and just go, hello, I'm going to shoot all the way across the map. Now, there is a delay, depending, typically I think it's a 1-turn delay for each map hex or map length that it goes through. So I think an average map is like 18 or 20, something like that. So if you're on the same map or within 20 inches, it's going to hit directly. And then if it's say 21 or 19, somewhere in there, to 36 to 40 range, then it's going to be a 1-turn delay. So you pick your target, get a lock on, and then launch your artillery at that spot. So over the years, I've done a lot of Arrow 4 artillery strikes on targets, just using a onboard style artillery system, and it does the job. Uh, the thing is that when you hit, that the hex that it's in takes the 20 damage, and everything else around it takes, each hex or inch out is going to take damage also. So it's a area effect weapon system. So it does more than just 20. So if you got a bunch of bunched up mechs and you land some artillery on them, they're going to go, yeah, we don't like you. Also, it works really good, and I use it to great effect. It's like, oh, you got a whole bunch of infantry or elementals out there? Oh, that just sucks. Sorry, I'm going to drop this artillery on top of the hex that one is in, obliterate it, and then, because everything that's in the hex gets hit, and then everything around it is going to get hit. So if you have some bunched up elementals, they're not going to like you. Not one bit. And they just make it easier pickings to nuke them. So, there. That's the nice thing about the Naga's artillery with the Arrow 4. Now, there's other systems out there. There's other mechs that eventually carry the Arrow 4 system, or you can just have a vehicle carrying Arrow 4. You know, it's artillery. It's another tool in the toolbox that you can pull out if you want to. Now, there's more than just going out in the battlefield with hitting someone with PPCs, large lasers, medium lasers of the ER or standard persuasion, clan, or whatever, Interspheres version. Missiles like LRMs and SRMs. So artillery is just another tool. No different. It's just it takes a little bit more effort and steps to go through to hit your target. Comparatively, which is probably why a lot of people don't like using artillery on the board, because you got to pick a spot and hit it. That's it. But the target may be gone by the time the artillery strike hits, so it's a hit and miss type of thing. So that's one thing you have to look at. But it also brings up those other skill sets. If you have somebody that's a forward observer skill, which adds, helps doing that. So good pilots with dedicated, gunnery will help you there too. So there's a lot of ways to lower that chance missing. So you got to look at that. Now, there's this, like any clan vehicle or mech, it is a Omni-mech. So there is a plethora of different versions. All right, so then we have the Alpha version, which has an Arrow 4 system in the right arm, right torso. And then it carries 2 tons of ammo in the left torso. This is basically a mirror image. So then we got the right or left arm Arrow system with another 2 tons of ammo. And then this one carries 2 ER medium lasers. So it took that 1 ton of extra ammo, because you had 5. Now you're down to 4, which isn't really a problem. You're going from roughly 10 shots per launcher to 12 and a half. So you're generally losing 2.5 turns of artillery. So not overly a big deal. And if you're playing games, typically you're lucky if a game will go 10 turns. So then it replaced that 1 ton with a center torso ER medium laser and a right torso ER medium laser. And you still got the left torso ER small. So now you got something that's shooting out to 15. So it gives it a little bit more protection to do damage out in case somebody does a drive-by with one of those fast-moving, annoying lights that comes into the area and is looking for something. Hey, that's a Naga. That doesn't have much armor. Let's just beat it up and tear it to pieces. So they like recognize the fact that they need maybe a little bit more protection in the fire department. And then we got configuration B. This one has an arrow system in the right torso, right arm with 2 tons of ammo. We got an ER medium laser in the right torso. Then we have an ER small laser in the right torso. Then we have an Arrow 4 system in the left arm. 2 tons of ammo. Then we have So basically B and C are almost identical. I'm going to go look here elsewhere. Might be a reason for that. Carries 4 tons. Okay. Configuration A. 5 tons. Oh, okay. So somewhere along the line I missed it. So 2 and 3. Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, they just take 1 ton of ammo and put it someplace else. Now configuration C, this one carries 4 tons of ammo for the bends for the 2 artillery, so the L4. Then for backup, it has a pair of ER small lasers and an SRM-6. All right, so now you got a cluster hitter there. Different style when it comes to looking at your capabilities. Yeah, not much different. And then configuration D, this variant has a missile launcher. So it has a Clan SRM-4, and it upgrades one of the ER's smalls to an ER medium. So it has an SRM-4 with your basic. Let's see what else we got here. There's a D. This one has. It's kind of hard to read this in this light. Okay, give me a second here. All right, there we go. Air Force system, right arm, left arm, and then we have 2 tons of ammo in the right torso, 2 tons of ammo in the left torso, SRM-4, and an ER small. So that's, yeah, so there you go. Now, in the past, we have, it also talks about the Gargoyle and the Timberwolf being also members of the class design. You know, how they have the Timberwolf and the Gargoyle are variants, basically, of the Woodsman, along with the Naga. Now, Clan Wolf was the one that designed the thing and put it out of the battlefield. Now, being a 5.8, it can keep up with the assaults and the heavies with no problem. And then your obviously, if you're looking for your mediums and lights to have any type of fire support, you're looking at LRM-20s and PPCs. So for your hard-hitting heavy weapons. But when it comes to your assaults and your heavies, nothing. You should look at maybe getting a Naga and think about different ways of playing the game. So that's pretty much it when it comes to the Naga. It's worth getting one. I'll just put it that way. I have one. Kind of a nice thing to have, especially if you want to soften up some targets. Especially if you're going into a game and you have Clan Mechs and you want to do some long range softening up. It's like, you know, how far the range is. Like, okay, they got ERPPCs and defensive turrets and LRMs, etc. like that. They might have some ER, especially if they're Clan turrets with, say, ER large lasers, which go out to 25, and maybe even AC2s, which I think are 27. But you can sit beyond that range. You can sit at 30 to 40 even. It's like, oh, I got line of sight, and I'll just sit there and pummel those turrets down and hit them with artillery, rocket artillery, until the bends are dry if you want to. And then move your forces in and clean up the place. So they are useful, very useful. And I've done it before. All right, so that's the Naga. Hope you guys like it. So like and subscribe, share with friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Elcrex out.